like and subscribe to the channel, and maybe no one will get hurt. What made you realize there was something off about your friend? So when she went off on us for arranging a campsite at another friend's wedding, they got married on a 20-acre farm, and the reception was on site. Instead of agreeing to split a hotel room with one bed between 8 people, she got the bed. The rest of us would sleep on the floor. Yeah, no. The first time we met her was at a bar. My BF and I arrived early, so we found a Scrabble board on the game shelf and started playing. When my friend and his so got there, literally before even introducing herself, the so looked at our Scrabble board and said, "Wow, that's a lot of small words. Are you guys stupid?" My BF and I were so stunned that we kinda just ignored the comment. Was she joking? Anyway, she, unsurprisingly, turned out to be a psychotic ultra bitch. The first time I met him was at a birthday party. He shook my hand, then proceeded to try and grind on me in front of her and her family. Then when I called him out on it, everyone said I was the problem and was just jealous. A year later, it turns out he had been cheating on her continuously and had gotten 2 girls pregnant while dating her. My best friend started to date this girl about a year ago. She was awesome, always seemed so nice, and was very fun to be around. About 3 months into the relationship, and everything was going great. Then he asked her to move in with him. The day comes to move in, and I go over to help move the heavy stuff, and lo and behold, she shows up with a 5YO. When he asked who it is, she said her son. We were blown away. She never mentioned it, said anything about having a kid. Her Facebook had 0 pics of her kid, no one mentioned her kid. It was a big cover up, and she basically just wanted someone to support her and her kid. He knocked out that one right then and there. We played D&D with him, and it seemed like every week he'd say rule number 1, don't touch the kids. He was a teacher. He always meant it as a joke, and it always made sense in context, but it didn't sit right with me. For one thing, no one thought it was that funny the first time, so why call back to it? Also, the regularity with which he said it made it almost seem like a mantra to me. They arrested him last year for allegedly Snapchatting with an underage girl he met over the internet. In hindsight, there were a bunch of other warning signs too, but that was the one that initially weirded me out. She messaged me to let me know she wouldn't be on her phone until she got a new one. BC, the one she has is busted. When I pressed a little, he had thrown it and stomped it when she complained about it dropping calls and having a shit battery. So, typical best friend, I'm like, I would make the bastard pay, blah blah. Fast forward a few hours, he is on her Facebook Messenger, reading our conversation, trying to justify it to me. It gave me the willies to have him read our conversation. He has also thrown a remote through their plasma TV when he was mad. I know that he will be violent with her one day if he hasn't already, and she is just keeping it secret. It makes me sick to my stomach. My friend randomly made an Instagram and only followed his GF's mother, sister, and some of her friends. Naturally, I was confused why he didn't follow his best buddy, me, so I followed him, and he followed back. I asked him if he saw a picture I uploaded, and he said, oh yeah, I didn't make that. My girlfriend was looking at my new phone, and it had Instagram pre-downloaded and accidentally clicked it, and it automatically made an account for me. I replied, oh, so it automatically knew to make an account with your name, a username with your name, a profile picture of you and her, have one post of you and her, make a cheesy bio about your GF, and follow her family and best friends? Oh, and it followed me back weeks later, so it must be acting on its own well, after she accidentally pushed it once. Only thing he could say is that the internet is crazy, and you never know what type of AI technology they have out these days. No mate, your girlfriend is fucking crazy. He started attending my college at 26, which isn't strange at all, but he insisted on living in the dorms for 3 years. It's not like we're a college town with expensive / far away / shitty off-campus housing. He just liked the ego boost of being around kids 8+ years younger than him. My friend was 19 when they started dating. Another thing was that he was a full-time stand-up comedian with his own YouTube channel. He mostly did open mic events at bars, but couldn't stand watching other people on stage perform if it wasn't him. He would sit and seethe when my friend told him she didn't want to leave when watching other people perform. The creepiest moment was undoubtedly when my friend asked me if my boyfriend ever watched bestiality porn. Taken aback, I said fuck no and told her that'd be a major deal breaker for me if he did. She said OBF told me that every guy watches it. Thankfully they broke up last week and I couldn't be more proud or happy for her. When my husband and I were helping them move, and he would only speak to or answer my husband, I had an idea of how to move some stuff up the stairs and the guy just blew me off. So I told my husband to casually mention the same damn idea and poof. It was an awesome idea, so we had to try it right then and there. This always put her down, and she would just take it. In the end he broke up with her because he felt she wasn't thin/pretty enough for him. Then would get mad at her for trying to move on, and tried to sabotage every relationship she tried to have. I ended up ending the friendship because I couldn't stand listening to her complain about how he was treating her, and she would keep going back. My friend So in high school had a skinned cat hanging on his wall. I knew right then that he was fucking crazy. Thank God she isn't with him anymore. Edit, he had just graduated. I was hanging out with them in his room, look up and see this pelt with head and everything. I obviously ask what the fuck? He then brags about how he killed it and skinned it himself. I love cats and was disgusted and horrified at the same time. I don't think I ever left a place so fast in my life. He seemed like a normal dude, but my first thought when seeing this poor kitty was serial killer. Edit #2, it was just your average house cat. Where to start? The double date we went on where he corrected her on the difference between UFC and MMA, and she turned into the corner of the booth and didn't talk to anyone the rest of the night. How he wasn't allowed to hang out with me either because I was dating someone and they might have hot friends, or I was single and needed a wingman. There was the time I used my dad's truck to help them move and she got mad at me. I don't remember why, I just remember her friends doing almost nothing and then leaving before we were done. The final straw for me, I decided she was an abusive shrew. Long before this was when we were working for his parents banged on a riverboat concert. She got mad that we were hanging out, literally just talking on a small boat. She left the ring on the table and left the boat the second it docked. Unfortunately they made up after this and have been living together for the last year, hoping it ends soon. Someone hacked a friend's boyfriend's computer and posted a bunch of very sensitive photos on 4chan and other similar websites. But for some strange reason nothing else, like his bank records, email, etc., was compromised. How odd that this hacker would only be after her nudes. I immediately said it was him. He's the one posting the pics online. She spent so much time saying what a great guy he was and how it couldn't possibly be him because he had an important job working for a major politician and that he wouldn't compromise his dream of a career in politics. A few months later, she finally came to realize that he was an emotionally abusive psychopath and dumped him. Then he started posting her name and address and pics on fetish websites, claiming that she had a rape fetish and wanted people to just barge into her apartment and rape her. She got a restraining order, he kept doing it, and eventually he got prosecuted and is no longer allowed near a computer. I still think he got off way too easy. I had a holiday in Vegas with my friend and his partner. It was just supposed to be the two of us, but he asked if he could tag along. Okay, fine. Started bad on the plane, he refused to carry my bottle of water when I asked him to help me out as I had some bags. He point blank refused to eat at any restaurant I suggested. When I tried to make conversation he would ignore me or just grunt. Kept commenting on how much alcohol we were consuming. I'm not an alcoholic, but it's bloody Vegas. It was terrible. To make matters worse, he convinced my friend that I had made him feel very uncomfortable for the whole trip, that I didn't make an effort. I was shocked. We haven't spoken in months and I'm devastated. Over 10 years of friendship gone. Thanks as viewing. Be sure to subscribe to the channel and like it. In the next video, I will open the third eye.